Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Afro, Luigi, and we are back in X-Ray. I've been trying to get the diplomatic aid mission chain to spawn. Haven't been able to get it into Vries, so I think in the next episode I'm going to go looking around the other systems for it. Do it somewhere else just in case. But in this case, in this episode, I'm going to be doing a tour of my empire. Since I haven't shown it off entirely, I've just kind of let you get glimpses of it. What we are looking at here is the plot station. So yeah, is this the plot station? Yeah, this is. So yeah, this is the station. What the station looks like once it's near finished. I'm still short one. I'm still short the radar and one storage unit. So I'm not sure where the storage units are being placed. I think that's them right there, actually. But so this is it. Not much to look at from here, but it's pretty big. Oh, and as you over here, I've started putting defense platforms up. So we have these. I was reading on the forums. Apparently, the construction ship won't go away, which is disappointing. And I should explain that. What is this? Strange. Is just something not loaded? But anyways, it currently produces. Actually, I'll bring it up so I don't have to. It currently produces steel refinery and interceptors, both of which don't actually need any extra resources to be produced. They just you don't need to purchase anything. The station can produce them independently, not counting food rations and energy cells, which need to be purchased. The wafer plant, on the other hand, needs cut crystals, but that's this station. And to supply it, I have Nosvar. That's the Limericon, the Argon freighter. I have it there to providing goods to help expand the station, and the manager has a mining vessel and a bulk transport to buy cut crystals. And I think the bulk trader also does some selling. The next station I built was actually the third station I built is what this one is. We'll get to the second one later. Over here we have the tech laboratory. The reason I paired these two together is because the tech laboratory purchases refined metals and turns them into bio-optic wiring. Wrong button. Tech laboratory. Yeah, it produces bio-optic wiring, chemical compounds, microchips, and quantum tubes. No. So it turns plasma cells and compound components into it. Where does... Oh, uses the refined metals for the microchips. And maybe quantum tube. I need to press the down button. Yeah. And so it produces optic wiring, chemical compounds, microchips, and quantum tubes. It was the third station I built. It's not quite as complete. I'm still short a whole bunch of modules on it. I'll show you how far along I am. Com. That's not how you com. Details. Manager com. Whoops. Not the right com. I want to com the architect. Show construction pan. Okay, here we go. The camp refinery, as you can see, is done. I still need some storage. The chip fab needs another expansion and storage. Bioptic wiring's done. It just needs defenses. Quantum tube fab needs to be expanded, and cargo, more defense, and the radar dish. It has a bulk trader to purchase. I think it was. What was it to purchase? For the silicon wafers and refinements, because it wasn't gathering them quite fast enough. The intersystem trade wasn't my job. I probably could have remedied that with more cargo lifters, because it only has 10. But the full-on trade vessel works well. I'll be doing some more experimentation later. Next, we're going to meet our third and fourth stations, which are over here. I think that'll be it for this system. Yeah. As we come around, we're almost there. I should probably turn off my followers, but yeah. Here we go. This is my second station. Actually, right, not third and fourth. This is the second station I built, the Arms Tech Fab. As you can see, I've expanded it a fair bit. It produces shielding, force field projectors for shields, turrets, and reinforced metal plating. Unfortunately, due to the way its storage capacities right now, it stopped producing reinforced metal plating because the reinforced metal plating is being recycled back into the turrets and force field projector. And I'll show you what I still need to do for this. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to press. Why did I do that? Details, com, show construction plan. Here we go. So it has one plate foundry, and that's all it gets, unfortunately. Scanning array. That's the scanning array production right here. Warheads. I think it just produces missiles. Oh, warhead components, which I'm assuming are turned into missiles. Do I have any information on these guys? I'm going to assume so. So missile forge will produce missiles, which I'm assuming uses. Turret forge is done. Shield array is done. And so I got some extra storage. I was hoping adding that to the storage would allow me to produce more reinforced metal plating, but unfortunately it didn't. The next station I built, it's just loading. I get a bit of lag in this sector because of it's the most built up sector. Has the most traffic of ships, and I think that's the main reason. I forgot to show you what kind of things. This ship, this station, the Arms Tech Fab, has a bulk trader and a container trader to provide refined metals, chemical compounds, and the like. Meanwhile, the ship Tech Fab right now only produces Podklinov generators, which are inertial dampers, according to the lore, and fusion reactors. This was the basics. These two stations and the tech laboratory produce the resources, the goods you need to be able to build stations. This, and I'll show you this thing as well. What I've got this thing doing. Power specialists. Specialists are actually quite handy. None of my specialties my specialists are 3 to 4 stars. I don't hire any specialists with lower ratings. This station also has a bulk and container transporter traders. And as you can see here, produces fusion reactors, Podklinov generators. And let's talk to the architect.
Hello, sir. Can I help you? Can I show you anything else?
So fusion cores have 2 expansion packs. I've been meaning to expand. I think one of my next projects. The plasma tech thing produces plasma flow regulators. Plasma flow regulators are used in ship constructions, which will primarily be sold to the DeVries shipyard. Podklinov generators not used in stations, but sold to the shipyard. The shipyard is consistently running out of Podklinov generators, so one of my next expansion plans is going to be the second stage to the Podklinov fab, and then there's just a bunch of storage and defense. So, aside from that, that's everything I have in the core DeVries sector. Well, not core. Glaring Truth is everything I have there. And I'm just going to ditch these guys here. And we're not going to go, to save some time, we're not going to go straight to the, 5th and 6th stations. We're going to jump forward to 7 through 10. No, 7 through 9, right. Because my, next 2 stations I built were all the way down in Bleak Pebble, but we're going to take a detour through Molten Truth and Lava Flow, which I think I have shown before. But I can actually, one thing I'm not going to show off that I'm going to show you through here is in Bleak Pebble, as part of my Defend Everything plan. That's not Bleak Pebble. I'm at Bearing Heart. As part of my defend all the trade routes plan, I built a Metalworks yard in Unmet Promise, which produces refined metals and silicon wafers, both of which are useful. I built this thing because I was having a shortage of refined metals, but I quickly regretted it when I was starting when I was looking through trades and stuff, and I noticed there's another station, a different station I could have used that at this point is looking like it would have been a better deal. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Construction shop. As you can, I'm going to talk over Betty actually. As you can see here, the construction shop produces refined metals, chemical compounds, and reinforced metal plating, which right now I'm not producing because it's being recycled back into turrets and stuff, so I have to import it. So the construction shop would have been able to take care of my refined metal shortage and give me another surplus of reinforced metal plating again. As I expand, I'm going to live with that mistake. I'm not going to undo it, and I'm not going to build a construction shop right away because importing reinforced metal plating isn't too bad from Argon, from Omicron and Luray, because I'm friends with them, and I'm making more than enough money off the shipyards to actually afford it. One thing I am having, and also my stations are being profitable right now. The only time my stations aren't profitable is when I'm stealing all the high-end goods to build more stations. As we're approaching lava flow, which is where I have where I have 3 stations. I'll show you them in the order I built them in. Then we'll go down to the beginning. Here we go. And I'll jump out here. Over here, there's a fighter over there. He's attacking the random spawn that got left behind. So let's just do that, and we'll get some combat done in this. Inertial hammer is my preferred form of fighting these things. Come on. Come on, don't turret me. That's a bad idea. Let me turret. There you go. 1 down, 2 to go. Going down. And boom. Oh, one thing I was going to talk about was the 3.0 patch. If I have enough time during the end of it, I'll talk about the 3.0 patch that's coming. But we'll see how much time I'm left with. Okay, as I was saying, H2O distillery, as you can see, I'm expanding it right now with another water distillery. Obviously it produces water because it's an H2O distillery, but also these things over here, these little tendrils apparently, create a charge that attracts ice, as you can see on the little tendrils if we can get close enough. Actually, it's those ones down there you can really tell. I just broke some. But yeah, as you can see here, you can actually kind of see the ice coming in. So yeah, these generate ice as well. And the station's designed to be able to surplus ice and sell them. But right now, due to it, I'm not sure what's going on. It's selling any ice, which is unfortunate. So I have it set to sell water. It is equipped. Well, not equipped, but it has in its stock an ice collector, a water cellar, and an ice cellar. And I'll just show you its progress. So as you can see, it has quite a few the stages are quite large. Working on stage 4 of the water, and then it's done. And then there's stage 4 of the ice that needs to be done, and more storage and defenses. So that's the ice distillery. Next, we're going to go to the over here, which is our food production, which doesn't really do much because there's not much demand for food. All there really is demand for in DeVries is spices, which the thing does produce, and I have it set to sell them. So pretty much this thing produces a wide variety of goods, rather than trying to remember them all. Meat, food rations, space fuel, spices, and wheat. I think it's currently trying to sell all of them. Yep. So I have it set not to sell food rations, meat, or wheat. It uses them. It's only set to sell space fuel and spices, because that's what I'm used to. Also, it has no ships assigned to it because it doesn't need them. Because the H2O distillery sells all the water it needs, and the AI does all the energy trading. On the far side of the system, we have our med lab, med dispensary, which is currently, actually it's at a net gain right now. It produces space weed, narcotics, and medical supplies. Whoops, I just shot my own station. The medical supplies are used for high-end goods, while narcotics is used as a secondary resource. Oh, right. That's another thing. The food dispensary, space fuel is used as a secondary resource. So it is actually giving me a net gain of my production. Narcotics is used as secondary, which Inc. sells, and it also sells Space Suite for secondary goods. That's it for this system. Oh, I'll show you guys as I'm on the move, because that saves time. And we're going to go to our next station. Bleak Pebble. And let's bring back the there we go. Med dispensary. It only has one ship marked. Container transport to sell its resources. And I'll bring up the architect so you can see my progress. As you can see, it needs stage 2 of the pharma platform, but everything else except the defenses and the radar are completed up to stage 2. So next we're going to the station that's going to cause me most difficulties on my next playthrough, or when the game gets more dangerous, because right now it's not very dangerous. Well, it is quite dangerous right now. I still suck at fights. Apparently I should be using shield drones, which I'm not right now. Uh-oh. Ah, crap. Yeah, the reason I'm taking over right now is because I don't want to fight these guys right now. Eventually, I'm going to be building stations all along there to make the trade route safe, so I can have small ships going back and forth instead of large ones. Actually, one thing that's apparently coming out in the next game is sector-wide patrols, so I might just set a destroyer in that system, or a small carrier just flying around doing a sector-wide patrol just to keep the area secure. Now we're going down to Bleak Pebble, which is the only place I think in DeVries where you can get crystal. Oh no, you can get crystal up there. The only what's Bleak Pebble's unique resources are Nevidium, maybe. Here, let's just go through and look. Nope, Nevidium. So gases, ions, hydrogen, and plasma. This is the only sector in the in DeVries where you can get ions, hydrogen, and plasma, like I just said. So it's where I have set up my crystal supplier, which now looking back, why did I set it up here? What was in here that was not up in Glaring Truth? Crystals, right. Yeah, this is also the only place where you can get crystals. So down here is where I have my crystal supplier facility, where we're almost. I'll show you guys when we get there. We'll actually look here ahead. The station we're first going to be visiting to is the crystal supplier. The crystal supplier produces crystals and Nevidium cubes only, and I only have it set for have a gather resource thing, because the high-end stations do come back here to purchase the cut crystals and Nevidiums, so it doesn't actually need to sell. It just needs to defend itself. And it doesn't have any cargo lifters. Oh well, it's been working so far. Haven't any problems. It's nowhere near complete. I think it's one of my least complete stations at the moment. So we fly over here. Not much to look at, just a big line with a big clump in the middle. And I'll bring up the architect so you can see. So I actually can show you my progress. Show construction plan. So each department, the crystals and Nevidium cubes both come in 3 stages, both of which are only done up to the first stage, and then there's some extra cargo capacity I could add in, which I haven't done yet because I don't need it. Now the only station that's causing, well, it's not causing me problems, but I need to, the only station I need a duplicate of right now is the word I'm looking for, is the final one, where we're producing ion, antimatter, and plasma cells. And we'll show it. I'll just show it off. It only has one ship once again, and that's a gas collector, which collects the gases, ions, plasma, and hydrogen. Hydrogen, which is used in antimatter cells. I'm currently running in the red for these. Well, all my stations have plenty that they need, but if production wraps up anymore, this station isn't going to be producing nearly enough of cells. So I'm going to need to duplicate it up. Build a secondary station. Yeah, it only is the one, and it's actually, I think, fairly complete. Let's talk to the architect and find out. Yep. As you can see here, stage 1 and 2 of the plasma production's done, stage 1 and 2 of ions, and stage 1 and 2 of antimatter is done. And all the storage is maxed out. So it just needs defenses and radar added. But that's my empire. We still have... Actually, that was perfect timing. I ran out. So in the next episode, I'll be talking about the 3.0 patch, which I am not beta testing. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I'm allowed to. I should double check that, because that'd be nice to show off. It's still quite buggy apparently, and it has a plethora of new features. I hope I said that word correctly. And it's looking really good. And also, I'll be trying to get still, like I keep saying, I'm going to get the diplomatic aid missions. We are going to do that on camera. But as we hopefully, I'm not going to say I'm going to be able to do it, because I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it. But I'm really hoping I'll be able to find the diplomatic aid mission chain before the Talati Outpost DLC comes out, which is next month. It comes out next month. So those of you guys who play this game still or are interested in it, it is a game this is the time you should be getting the game. It is highly playable. There's lots to do. At least if this is the kind of game you like, sandbox games, there is a lot to do. As you can see, I am building my own private empire. And actually, if you just look at my station list, here, I'll just collapse it. Take that. Take my station list. I'll collapse the ship so there's left to look at. Take my station list and build that, but replace the Metalworks shards. Oh, don't quote me yet on this, but if I'm thinking all I need to do is replace the Metalworks shard with a construction shop, and I'm entirely self-sufficient from any of the other races but De Vries, which produces my food and energy, and they also trade my energy. But that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed seeing my empire, which is making me money, and I am having fun with this. This is the game. The controls. There aren't as many commands as previous games, but you can still do pretty much everything you could do in previous games, except fly multiple ships. But the Skunk is a very powerful ship, so it makes up for it. And there is a mod in the workshop for capital ship bridges, so if you want, you can stand around on a capital ship bridge and issue orders from there as if you were some admiral. Hopefully, hopefully there'll be a bonus pack soon, which actually includes a whole bunch of modded features. But anyways, I'm going to stop here before I talk for another hour. I will see you guys in the next episode. I'm going to try to have the diplomatic mission aid missions going, but in the meantime, enjoy my empire. Bye.